getting a little warm. Fall ends at like noon because it starts to get warm again. Welcome back to Signed by Roxci. If you're new to my channel, hi guys, my name's Roxci. I'm based over in Oahu, Hawaii. I am a military spouse. I am also a mama to be. I'm due to give birth in December, so I'm currently in my 3rd trimester at the moment, and I am feeling everything. I am feeling all the aches in my body. To be honest, I didn't even get that much sleep last night because I was just tossing and turning and everything was aching. Pregnancy is hard, but we're gonna get through this. Anyway, what I did want to do for today's video was basically just talk about the baby registry must-haves. I feel like there are so many videos that talk about like, okay, this is what's in my registry and like these are the brands that I love. And although I do find them helpful, I feel like sometimes a lot of the videos talk too much in detail about the brands and why they prefer this brand over the other brand. For me specifically and this video, I just wanted to talk about the things that you would need to include in your registry, not necessarily delve so much on the brands. I mean, I could recommend a few as well, but again, like the brands really aren't the main thing of this video. I really just wanted to give you guys more of like tips on what to include, because I think that at the end of the day, it really just depends on like the parents, well, 1, budget, 2, if they've heard any reviews about a certain brand, 3, you know, sometimes you also have to take into account like the design of a product. So those are all factors that I would prefer not to talk about in this video specifically. That's why I just wanted to talk about the actual things that you should be including in your baby registry. So let's get started. First thing on my list is definitely a crib. I would highly recommend going for a convertible crib. And when I say convertible crib, I mean the ones that you can transform from a crib into like a toddler bed or into a day bed. And sometimes maybe even you could use the headboard in the future. And it's just those things that if you think about them right now and you're already planning ahead, I feel like it'll just help you in terms of your expenses, especially because you would have family or friends pitching in to buy these things for you. Okay, so now that we've talked about cribs, I think I also have to talk about crib mattresses and a mattress protective cover. So the crib mattress, it's pretty much self-explanatory, you guys. What I would like to say though, I think it would be wise to also get a mattress waterproof protector. And really what that just does is it makes sure that no matter what happens, like if for example your newborn or your baby were to have an accident in the bed or like there were any leaks from the diapers, the mattress would still be protected. You know, you wouldn't have to go out and buy like another, I don't know, like $60 mattress. It's all about like planning ahead. So I would highly suggest getting a waterproof protective mattress cover. Third on my list is a travel system. Travel systems can be very pricey. There are some that range from like $200 to $300 and go upwards to $600 or $700. Personally, it really just depends on your budget, but I would highly suggest that you put these in your registry so that you can get them brand new. I know some people would try to save by buying secondhand stuff for their babies, and I get it, guys. Like, I completely get it. I'm a military wife. I understand the whole thing about like expenses and like wanting to save and all that. But I do feel that if you get a secondhand travel system, you could be skimping out on the safety issues and the warranties of these travel systems. So things like strollers, those are pretty much fine to get secondhand. Just make sure that you clean them properly. But what you do have to take note of are the car seats, because not all of them would be up to date in their warranty. I do think that when it comes to your child's safety, I do highly recommend adding a travel system in your registry, or at the very least having a brand new car seat for your baby just to make sure that everything's covered. Some people would prefer to get a changing table where it's complete with like, you know, drawers at the bottom and you have the actual changing table up top. Personally, I think it's better if you just get like a nice dresser, because I don't think that you need a specific changing table to begin with. Maybe you can just get the changing table pads. I just don't feel the need for an extra contraption that basically you might be taking out once your kid is already big. So for me, if you find a dresser that you like, that you think would look nice in your nursery, I say go ahead, put it in your registry, because sometimes you don't really need a changing table that much. You can find cheaper alternatives for it. Something that I already mentioned earlier, these are the changing table pads or liners. Get waterproof ones, maybe stock up on like 2 or 3 of them. I do think that it would be absolutely necessary to have just a few extra pieces on hand just in case there are any accidents. Initially, I wasn't really into the whole diaper pail thing because I thought that regular trash cans would be enough. No, guys, if you do not want your house or your nursery to stink of dirty diapers, then you need to get a good diaper pail. So I've heard that plastic diaper pails aren't really good. I would highly suggest getting like a stainless steel one just so that it traps all the stink in. Also, while we're on the topic of your diaper area, number 8 on my list would be to have a diaper caddy. What I would recommend is like this metal storage rolling cart that you can keep close by, maybe next to your changing table, where you can put like your diapers, your wipes, diaper rash cream, your little spatula for it, all those things that you can just organize into a metal cart that you can roll around. I do think that it would be wise to invest in 2 different kinds of baby carriers. One that's relatively more comfortable in the sense that it's more of like a wrap, and another one that has more structure to it and padding. Do make a mental note of where you currently live in. Like for example, I live in Hawaii, so it's usually more hot and humid than it is cold. So I would go for something that is, you know, a bit more wearable. So there are many kinds that you can choose from, backpack style, and then another would be a tote. So regardless of the style and the brand of the diaper bag that you get, I think it's just important that you have different compartments inside. That way your diaper bag doesn't end up Bermuda Triangle where you're trying to like, I don't know, maybe look for like a pacifier. It ends up being at the very bottom of the bag. Make sure that it has a lot of compartments and is big enough for you to put your baby's needs inside the bag. Speaking of diaper bags, don't forget to include a portable diaper changing mat inside your diaper bag. Having the diaper changing mat there means that it's just going to be so much easier for you to lay your baby down on like a clean space where you can change his or her diaper. Changing mat can be used inside the house as well. You have your nursery upstairs and you have like your diaper station upstairs, and you and your baby are in the living room downstairs. I mean, you wouldn't really want to keep going up to, you know, change diapers every now and then. Just having the portable changing mat in your living room or like somewhere downstairs, it would make it so much easier for you. That way you won't have to keep going up and downstairs because that can get tiring real quick. Regardless of whether or not you're planning to breastfeed your baby, I do think it's important to just have a few bottles lying around because say for example, you're breastfeeding your baby and your baby's done eating, it doesn't mean that your milk supply is finished, you guys. Like sometimes you still have a bit more in your boobs and you need to get that out. So what you do is you use a breast pump and then you store the extra breast milk for a later time when your baby is hungry again. So when the time comes for your baby's next feeding session, you already have breast milk that's ready to use, that's in your fridge. All you have to do is just put it in a bottle and then give it to your baby. A lot of different brands out there. Pick one that's within your budget, that you actually like the design of. But again, like what I said with the crib, I do think it's important to get a waterproof cover to go on your nursing pillow. That way, if there are any accidents, the actual pillow doesn't get soiled. You can just keep swapping out the covers of the nursing pillow and like keep washing them and stuff like that. But the actual pillow is still intact. It's still safe. It's still clean. Also, can't forget about baby bathtubs or baby bath supports. Really just depends on what you would prefer. Some people actually prefer to wash their babies over the sink. I don't know, you guys. I don't know how to feel about bathing my baby over in the sink where all the dirty dishes go. But again, you do you. Really just depends on your preference. I would recommend getting fragrance-free ones. Also, when it comes to your baby's toiletries, don't just get like the usual, you know, like shampoo. It would also be good to get some diaper rash creams, maybe even a nail filer or a nail clipper. Also, you guys could try getting those kits that have a lot of things in them. Thermometer and like the nasal spray. So some people prefer like a good old traditional swaddle where, you know, they're actually the ones folding the cloth and the blanket. You could go that route. Or if you want something easier, you could also go for a swaddle where it's just like super easy. You just put your baby in and then just put one flap over and they're already swaddled. That's it. Super easy to do. Another alternative to a swaddle would be a sleep sack. That way your baby has more room to move their hands. Okay, so I feel like swaddles and sleep sacks are the only clothing related material material that I'll add into the baby registry. See, here's the thing, guys. I feel like no matter what happens, people will always give you clothes for your new baby. I think that's one of the things that people just can't resist. I mean, then again, I can't blame them because cute little baby clothes, tiny little baby shoes, those always get me. And I just feel like they're so irresistible. Basically, I didn't include them in the registry anymore because I do feel that like no matter what happens, people will just give you clothes for your baby, whether or not you ask them for it. So might as well just not include them in the registry anymore, just so that you have a better chance at getting the things that you do actually need. Though I won't be including clothes in this baby registry, I would have to say that it would be a good idea to include baby detergent in your registry. Maybe stock up on at least like 2 big bottles because you will be doing the laundry even before your baby is born. I think that it would be a good idea to wash them like a good maybe 2 or 3 weeks before your due date, just so that everything is ready for when you come home. You can even include a few pieces in your hospital bag for when you're going to bring the baby home. Do your research, of course, decide whether you want something that has fragrance or that doesn't have fragrance, and then just take your pick from there. So the last 3 things I have for this baby registry are actually more for the moms and not really for the baby. For the nursing covers that you can use for like a multitude of ways. For example, there's this one brand, I think it's called Milk Snob. You can use their nursing covers as stroller covers, car seat covers, just so that nobody tries to disturb your baby whenever they're asleep. Also, I think I've seen them being used as a cover for like those grocery carts as well, just so that your baby doesn't really touch any dirty surfaces and things like that while you're doing your grocery shopping. Hey guys, okay, coming to you at a much later time frame. Long story short, basically my camera's battery died and then I had to go charge it, and then my husband came home, and it was a lot of things that happened. Where was I? I'm gonna go finish this video. I would suggest getting 2. One would be an electric one and another would be a manual one. Electric ones are usually covered by your insurance, so you can take a look at the options that are available to you. But what I would suggest is getting a manual one as well, because I've kind of heard that they actually do a much better job at getting the leftover breast milk that you have after your baby feeds or like after you pump. So you may want to invest in that. They're usually really cheap. I think they go for like less than $15, so you can include that in your registry. And last thing on the baby registry list should be a pack of soothing gel pads. They can get dry, they can get a little damaged. You just want to give them some extra TLC. Okay guys, I feel like I just could not catch a break today. Today was not a good filming day, but whatever, I'm gonna roll with it. Anyway, I do hope that you guys learned a little something from my video and that my video gave you a few tips on like what to include in your baby registry. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to click on the little bell icon just so that you can get updated every time I have a new vlog. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'm gonna go now. Bye!